Back-to-back 50-point games for Bernard King.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Jordan!
Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win!
Kobe Bryant was a transcendent figure in this league and as popular of a player that perhaps we've had since Michael Jordan.
There are a handful of athletes who can't be summarized by their accomplishments. They're not described by their achievements. They create a feeling, indelible, iconic. Kobe Bryant was one of those.
We the same age. We grew up with like, you had a kill list at 13.
I did. In high school, when I first seen him down at Venice Beach, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you got a little talent, you know." Oh, thanks.
I don't want Jerry West to get lost in the shuffle because Kobe loved that man, and he loved that man because he knew that man believed in him before anybody else did.
I said, Shaquille, we just drafted a kid who's the best player in the draft. And I said, I know you got a lot of good players down in Orlando, but I said, we have better players here, and we have one that's going to be the best player in the league one day.
Hearing the ball bounce, the feeling that you get out making a great pass, you know, walking on the hardwood, lacing up your sneakers. I just love it. I love jumping, I love dunking, I love hearing the crowd going ooh and ah. The whole game is just tremendous, you know. I sound like an NBA commercial or something. Like, I love this game, you know. But I do, I love it. It was really one of my top goals to become one of the best here in America. I wanted to prove everybody wrong that told me I couldn't do it.
Kobe Bryant in his prime, bro. Like, for real, bro. I'm talking about with the ball head and the bob.
Get the ball at the top of the key, put a little move on him, the defender's falling back, you take him to one spot, you think you're going to the basket, he slides all the way back, and you just pull up right in his face.
That's a bad motherfucker, man. Hey.
No one really knows what it is. No one knows what Mamba mentality is, because if you did, you'd be scared of it.
47 years old. Lost two grandmothers, lost a Sarge, lost my sister, and now I lost a little brother. Our names will be attached together for what we did. People always ask about our relationship, and I tell them it's just like me and Charles. You got two strong-minded people that are going to get it done that way.
He won 5 championships. 5.
Kobe a bad motherfucker. I done seen Kobe do some shit. People ain't, hey, bro, I watched every motherfucker. I watched Kobe run, bro.
Your eyes were on him, even if you didn't grow up watching him. When your eyes were on him, your imagination is not powerful enough to imagine anything ever being better than that.
Uncommon amongst uncommon people.
That's true. Yeah, that is very, very true.
You know, like there's like at a real high level of anything, there's a certain amount of almost crazy behavior.
You see these young kids right now in the NBA today, they're probably hurting because this was their idol.
That man meant a lot to us, whether we competed against him, whether we played for him, played with him.
If you talk to current players, they almost to a man. Who's the guy you looked up to? Kobe.
Everyone thinks Mamba mentality is, I had the greatest performance. Yeah, Mamba mentality. What? Like, I seen a kid, I don't know if it was high school, park league, whatever. He had 81 with the chance at the free throw line to score 82. He missed it to tie
Just
80,
to say he was at 81.
to tie Kobe Bryant's 81. Son, that is not Mamba mentality. That ain't Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality is you got 81 and you have a free throw to make 82. Get fucking 82. You get 82, and most likely you foul again so you can get the ball again to score 83 and 84. That's what the Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality is, this is not a zoo. We're in the wild. Black Mamba. Mamba mentality, there's no time for weakness. It's all killer mindset. Black Mamba.
Just the amount of impact that he had on all of us, you know.
He would be shooting baskets in the dark because they hadn't even turned the lights on yet. He'd be there an hour, 2 hours before everybody. That he would show up at these practices. Everybody would be at breakfast, and he would show up with ice on his knees, and he was fully sweated out. Like he'd just done 3 hours of working out before anybody did anything.
Number one is he had a love for and a passion for helping people. I mean, you saw, a month ago he's in the rain helping someone in a car accident. Like, he just have a passion for helping people. Like, to conquer a villain role is to make everyone love you. He did that. It takes a very special person.
Feels like nothing will ever be big enough to truly honor Kobe Bryant, but how we approached everyday life as people that were, me as a disciple of Kobe who study him, learn from him. I think it's my justice to go out there and try to be the best that I can be every single day, and not just in basketball, just in everything. I feel like everybody who loved Kobe is going to take that approach in their lives.
Start the game. Smush Parker has me. He has Deshaun. He does what he always does. Hey, Smush, you go to Deshaun. I'm going to shut down Gilbert. Typical. 1-4 flat. We know how this works. Right? We play. Phil says, switch it around. And I'm like, fuck yeah. That's the first time Phil ever told him to stop fucking around. Yes. Right? I got him. Like, you can see the anger in his face. Right? So, boom. Balling. Killing him.
Would he say anything to you, meanwhile?
No, he'd go, but, once he already knows I'm locked in, there's really nothing. So he relocks me. He re-challenged me and says, yeah, you're just one-sided. Right? You only want to play offense. Come guard me like I'm guarding you. Challenge yourself. Like, fuck. Black Mamba.
You don't want to know that there's some crazy Kobe Bryant motherfucker getting up at 4 in the morning, doing deadlifts. Like, shit, I want to sleep, but I also want to be number one, bro.
What was it like playing against him? What was it like being on the court playing against Kobe Bryant?
So, a nightmare, because he represented, as an opponent, the worst of both worlds. He had mercurial talent and athleticism. He was really quick. He was really athletic. He played above the rim.
Me and my son was in the studio, and he was talking to my son, and the information he was giving my son was it was like a teacher. And it was the same stuff that I had told my son, but he didn't hear me the way he heard him.
It wasn't a dream of mine to come straight, from high school at that point in time to the NBA. But I was like, wow, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid being able to make that leap, that's pretty damn cool. I was just trying to soak everything up I could. You know, and I remember one thing that he said, he was like, if you want to try to be, you know, great at it or want to be one of the greats, you got to put the work in. As I got drafted, I still just admired him, you know, seeing what he was able to accomplish, winning championships. I'm happy to be in any conversation with Kobe Bryant, one of the all-time greatest basketball players to ever play, one of the all-time greatest Lakers.
I am scared of no one. I am scared of no situation, and I will work harder than you.
I can make a case that Kawhi was closer to Kobe than any current NBA player.
I agree with that.
It's a close call, and it's close. I thought it was amazingly and eerily fitting that Kawhi won the first annual Memorial Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP Award.
A LA kid growing up, my idol that I watched win championships, I reached out to him, he hit me back.
And that's hard to say because when you compete and you don't really like the person that you up against, but it was something about his drive that made the enemy respect his drive.
I'm talking about killer instinct.
It's a competition, and my mission is to destroy you.
Killer instinct, man. For real, dog.
There's guys that I knew who worked hard, talked about his hard working as a different level.
And everyone talks about how hard people work and how committed they are, but he had another level.
You know, there's at a real high level of anything, there's a certain amount of almost crazy behavior.
Black Mamba.
See what I need to work on. Go out there, work on my skills. Somebody says, Kobe, you need to work on a certain aspect of your game. Then I'm going to do it. And next time they see me play, I'm going to say, hey, look, I worked on it. Now what? What do I have to work on now? If they have something else that they want me to work on, I'll go out and do the same thing.
And he meant so much to this game and meant so much to a lot of people. It's like he's supposed to go in the Hall of Fame in a couple of months.
Kobe Bryant and Kevin Garnett. Fun to watch.
Playing against Kobe is like playing against a grizzly bear. If anything, any fear in you that shows, he's going to expose it. I've actually enjoyed the encounters and the competition against Kobe, man. Kobe's going to bring the best out of you.
Kobe Bryant. That's all respect. Garnett with the rejection. This is the epitome of hustle.
Kobe love dogs.
But Kobe respect dogs.
It's like me and Kevin Garnett talk every day. I mean, he people don't know, but Kobe went to him when he first came out of high school because Kevin was the first one to initially do it in the new era.
Yep.
And, you know, they developed a relationship. So, you know, they were like brothers. And he was the first call I got that morning. And, you know, he was crying and couldn't really process it. When I first got on and I'm leaning on, I'm breathing hard on him. I got that from Kevin Garnett. And he just shot me with an elbow right to my ribs like twice. And I was like, hold on, he's like, well, we shouldn't have came over here. You're going to come over here, you're going to take this pain. And I was like, this guy right here, man, he just don't stop. The most competitive player I ever played against, like by far. I mean, it was just like a new challenge, like, oh, you want me to come over there now, Paul? You want some of this? And it was just like, wow, all right. I got to be ready to be embarrassed on national TV, but, you know, I'm up for it. Tried to find an edge any way he could. I mean, he already had the edge ability-wise, but mentally, too, he always was trying to find the edge.
They were going back and forth with each other, and Kenya was like, you know, you put on your sneakers like I put on mine. You put on your uniform like I put on. I'm scared of you when I beat your da-da-da-da, going crazy with him. And I'm sitting there looking like, because he been quiet.
This is going to be bad.
Man, this man started going crazy. I mean, dunks, threes, mid-range. I mean, killing us. I think he had like 49 or something. And somebody was shooting a free throw. And my nickname is Chuck.
Yeah, right.
So he was like, Chuck. He said I was chilling. And they shook the tree and the Mamba fell out. And I was like, shh.
Don't poke the bear.
Yeah, man, leave him alone.
I'm talking about killer instinct.
Nothing matters, and I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to see no celebrities on the sideline. Don't dap me. Don't say hi to me. I don't care about none of y'all tonight.
Yeah. Killer instinct, man. For real, dog.
Black Mamba.
Let's compare the careers of Tim Duncan and the late Kobe Bryant. Duncan and Kobe both won 5 championships, though Duncan has the edge in finals MVPs. Duncan also has 2 league MVPs compared to Kobe's 1.
Tim Duncan is easily the greatest power forward of all time. And he's for sure close with Kobe. Their careers are similar. They paralleled each other in many ways, although in very different styles. And so it's not, I'm saying, Stephen A., like this is an easy call. But if push comes to shove and you say who had the greater career, I have to go Kobe Bryant.
Fuck yeah. Boom. Agent Zero just appeared. You have the assassin who does not smile, who goes for the kill every single time. His strike, Black Mamba, just told me that I have no conscience. Thank you. Fucking thank you. I made it. I fucking made it.
You know, we go through our careers. Let me just back up. Maybe my first 2-3 seasons, I probably wouldn't have made it through those seasons if it wasn't for Kobe, because he came in a year before me, same footsteps, straight out of high school. And, you know, he went through some turbulent times in his rookie season, and same with myself. I used to call and lean on him for advice all the time. And he would give me that advice because we were brothers.
That's fucking killer. Black Mamba.
Kobe, I don't know how to express what you mean to me, my family, and the Los Angeles Lakers. My father loved you like a son, which makes us family.
He's just special. This, God created this special basketball player, but also this special man. And he wanted to win, and he would do anything it took to win.
You don't want to know that there's some crazy Kobe Bryant motherfucker getting up at 4 a.m, you know, doing deadlifts. Like, shit, I want to sleep, but I also want to be number 1, bro.
Most of those guys who playing today idolized Kobe when they were growing up. I mean, probably every player that's playing today. He shared his talents with other young players.
Whether he was tired, hurt, he played through everything. And the man gave us everything that he had.
We've had so many great basketball players here that played for the Lakers, but none greater than Kobe Bryant.
But he was uniquely different. Let me tell you why he was different. And he always talked about this Mamba mentality. He didn't have to create that. It was already there. And to watch him search out information, to watch him want to find some way to get better every year. And I spent 4 years of my life watching this. And I made a trade with the Miami Heat. I traded Eddie Jones, who was an all-star player. The reason why Kobe Bryant needed to start. I was kind of vilified about it, but best thing that ever happened.
Black Mamba.
I used to work out with the 76ers. I used to ask him, what's it like to guard Mike? Mike? You mean Black Jesus? I'm like, what the fuck? Black who? Oh, we call him Black Jesus. Or you can call him Black Cat. I'm like, I'm gonna call him fucking Mike. That's his fucking name. So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane.
LeBron a beast now, but that kill, he gotta get that kill in him. He gotta put more of that kill in him. That's the only thing I don't hear, a great motherfucker. But Kobe and Jordan, clear this motherfucker out. Everybody get in the corners. Jordan or Kobe, Ain't no pass in that ball.
And I would tell him, I said, when I face him, we're going to go at it. He says, oh, you don't want to do that. I'm like, what? Man, you don't know me, man.
Ain't no pass in that ball. I'm taking this to the grave. I'm putting this on my people back. Ain't nobody touching this motherfucker.
What are we looking at, Jamie?
Because as you guys are talking about this, he just tore his Achilles. This is probably one of his last things he did. He tore his Achilles, but in order to, this is like a rule in the game, he had to shoot his free throws. It's a weird stipulation. So he's walking back out with no Achilles, and he does this. It was pretty impressive.
Wow, he can barely walk, man. Holy shit.
And no crying or nothing. But
Yeah,
it's really
well,
fucked up.
that's how you have to be if you want to be a winner. There's just no way around it. Yep. Swish.
And his ability to focus on whatever the task is was just incredible.
Two swishes in a row with no Achilles. Just shut the fuck up. I don't know shit about basketball. I know that was amazing.
So doing that shot thousands of times got me so comfortable with the shot that I could shoot that shot anytime. There's nothing you can do about it.
He played mid-range, on the post, on the elbow.
If you shoot a shot thousands of times, I can change the trajectory anytime I want. I can flatten it out anytime I want. You can be in my face, it's not gonna make a difference because it's on autopilot.
His determination and his competitiveness were so overwhelming that it's almost impossible to feel relaxed and happy when you are that way. I can't psychoanalyze.
He's one of the greatest game dunkers we've ever seen.
Yeah. The one thing, when I think about Kobe, I think about when Matt Barnes faked the ball. Dude, do you know the nerves it takes?
And he didn't flinch.
Not to flinch a bit, not even. You can't even stop. If somebody put their hands quick to your eye, you couldn't stop your eyes from blinking, even if you wanted to. It's called a natural body defense. His natural body defense didn't even move. I mean, I'm like, that's amazing, man. That's amazing to show you the kind of courage and still courage that he has to sit there like that and not even flinch. That was amazing to me every time I see it.
Those things don't happen in real life. And then, by the way, 2 years after I graduate, 2 years after I retire, I'll win an Oscar.
Black Mamba. I'm going to do something in the next 20 years that is better than these last 20. You might not understand that. I'm doing that, you know?
He wasn't somebody that dwelled on the past and said, look at what I accomplished. I'm finished. That wasn't his thing. His attitude was, I've got a whole life to live.
Oh, yeah. But he always showed love, and he always showed a lot of, respect.
VFI transition on the 101 westbound 2. November 2 Echo X-ray, hold outside Burbank Class Charlie airspace. I have an aircraft going around. 2 Echo X-ray, holding.
As thick clouds and fog moved in Sunday morning, trouble came fast. Flight data indicates the chopper dropped 350 feet in just 6 seconds, making a quick left turn and accelerating, slamming into the hillside at 176 miles per hour.
New images today of federal investigators on the scene of the deadly crash, gathering evidence and mapping the debris field with a drone as they try to figure out what caused the helicopter carrying basketball legend Kobe Bryant, 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others to go down, killing everyone on board.
I found out, Kobe Bryant died at noon yesterday when I was waking up bright and early at noon. And I just couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. It's so fucking weird that he died and the way he did. I gotta say, first of all, I cried all day, which I'm not trying to make it about me, but it's so fucking weird that I cried all day because I don't care about basketball, but for some reason the Kobe Bryant thing really fucking hit me hard. Maybe it's because we're the same age. Maybe it's because I'm going to be a dad or some shit. And his daughter was in the helicopter. And it just really fucked me up the whole day.
That whole situation is the most tragic. It's like a guy doing the right thing by his family and he just, it's just crazy. I haven't been able to figure that one out karmically. But I guess everything must happen for a reason, but I just don't see what it is.
It just does not seem right. Yeah, it's like I had so much to give.
The emotions and how we feel and how everybody feels and is crazy.
Can you remember anything like this that we've covered sports-wise?
Not in my lifetime. It was just such a bummer, man. It's one of those heavy bummers.
But it's the heaviest.
I can't think of any other tragedy of someone on the level of a Kobe Bryant and his daughter, a superstar bigger than the sport itself.
It's a lot to think about, but definitely the world definitely feels different without Kobe Bryant. That vibration when everyone's sad at the same time about something, you can feel it in the air.
Yeah, I've been crying all day, bro.
Me personally, I don't have too many heroes that's younger than me. And, that was one of them.
Yes, he was one of the greatest basketball players ever, one of the greatest athletes ever, but he was such a nice human being, such a nice person.
But what you may not know, he also devoted much of his time to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Kobe helped grant more than 200 wishes during his time with the Lakers.
These kids, he wouldn't meet them in groups. They were one-on-one.
Just to see the joy in my son's face was just incredible.
Let's remember those unbelievable epic games he's had, but also all the things he did in the Philadelphia and Los Angeles community, in taking care of kids. He always was a champion of the underdog. We know his greatness on the court. That will forever be in images and videos and pictures. We know that. We get that. A lot of people didn't see what he was doing behind the scenes in helping people. He was helping people.
There's 2 sisters that lost their brother, and there's a mother and a father that lost their child. And no matter what went on or whatever, tension existed or whatever the case may be, look at Joe Bryant's face when the cameras were on him yesterday. Look at the pain in that man's eyes. Look at the pain on his face. His son is gone.
Pam Bryant, if you saw her during the service, Kobe's the spitting image, but Joe Bryant, his father, he's mentioned before in interviews, that's how he fell in love with the game of basketball. Yeah. His father was a professional basketball player, where that love came from. And you're right, they haven't been mentioned, and they deserve to be.
I just think it's important because
I appreciate you doing it. You're right.
We lean back and a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us engage in biblical verses whenever we choose to, and it does say, honor thy mother and thy father. Mm-hmm. They brought you into this world, and you know what? Long before there was tension, they raised a beautiful son that was maniacal about winning and had a competitive spirit and was highly intelligent and what have you. His parents had something to do with that.
You know, you gotta respect your parents.
To see him gone at the age of 41, knowing that he had so much life ahead of him, it's just devastating. This is why you see so many people crying and so many people so upset that he's gone, because they know what he did for them. They know what he did for their lives.
I'm devastated. I used to stay at his house with Pam, Joe, Shea, Sharia.
You know, like a celebrity, you've never met him, but like when I was younger, I broke my leg and I would just sit at home while everyone else was out playing, and I would just watch him play, and it's just like he was just like somebody to help you keep going. And it's just like, like part of your life.
Feels like I'm dreaming.
I'm still in denial. It's just hard to believe.
I will live with the memories of knowing that I had a little brother that I tried to help in every way I could. Please, rest in peace, little brother.
Mike wouldn't share information with nobody, you know, but he did with me. Why? Because he knows I'm about that life.
The families, oh my God, to get his Christmas cards, to see him interact with his young girls, a joy. See him, didn't go to the Laker game, but every time he went, of course, they had him on TV, and I don't go to the Laker games. And just to watch his little girl who passed away with him, lean up against him and hug her dad, and how just see them playing around together, and it was a tribute to a man who had changed, to become this incredible father.
It was sort of like a triple stabbing to the heart, the final blow. His lovely daughter was with him on the helicopter. You know, every time I saw his lovely wife and his kids, same thing I do with Kenny's kids and D-Wade's kids. Hi, my name is Uncle Shaq. I don't know if they know me as a basketball player, it doesn't matter. Hi, I'm Uncle Shaq. I try to make them laugh.
And she was special, man. She was special. She was built like Kobe. Her mannerism, everything. I mean, just to watch her play, it was like watching a young Kobe.
You can't make sense out of it, Chris. You know, things like this don't make sense.
Man, just been happy for me. Man, just saying how proud he was of me, and how he wants me to continue to be a role model for kids growing up, and just for Gigi and all the kids looking up to me, just to continue to inspire these kids and continue to play my heart out. And that's one of the last things he said to me.
Everybody's pretty emotional about the tragedy with Kobe, and all of us know what a great player he was, but he went beyond great playing. He was a competitor that goes unmatched, and it's what made him as a player so attractive to everybody. That focus, that competitiveness, that will to win, and even more importantly than that, we all feel a deep sense of loss for what he meant to all of us in so many ways, and so many millions of people loved him for so many different reasons. It's just a tragic thing that there are no words that can describe how everybody feels about it. So we all think about the family and the process that they're going to be going through now. That's where all our thoughts should be.
And I think a lot of times we take stuff for granted. Like, I don't talk to you guys as much as I need to. The fact that we're not going to be able to joke at his Hall of Fame ceremony.
We're not going to be able to say, hi, I got 5, you got 4. The fact that we're not going to be able to say, if we would stay together, we could have got 10. Those are the things that you can't get back. And with the loss of my father, my sister, and my thing, that's the only thing I wish I could just say something to him again. Last time I talked to him was when we were here and I asked him to get 50 and he got 60. It's the last time I spoke to him. And I just wish I could have, so it definitely changes me. I have to, because I work a lot. You guys know what I do. I work probably more than the average guy, but I just really have to now just take time and just call and say, I love you, because you never know. Life is too short. I could never imagine nothing like this. I was thinking the other day, I've never seen anything like this. All the basketball idols that I grew up, I see them. They're old. Like I used to be at home when you came to interview me, Ernie. I used to watch the great mile round and rebound. Now I'm working with him. I used to want to be Dr. J. He used to live next door to my mother in Orlando. My father used to tell me about the 3 great big men. I met them. I seen them.
It's sad because he had so much to give and so much more to do. I just, I'm not supposed to be doing this. He's supposed to be talking about me. He's way too young. I was supposed to pass away. He was supposed to be talking about me, not me talking about him. It's a sad day, man. It's just a sad day.
Like, to conquer a villain role is to make everyone love you. He did that. It takes a very special person.
Is there anything you feel now specifically that you have done that you should have done differently, not just in the last year, but throughout your career in the NBA?
I've seen many dark days. Us as a family, we've seen many dark days, but, the important thing to remember is that there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
All of us watched him go from young to old, from a teenager to a legend. We watched that evolution. We aged with him. You're supposed to get to keep cheering that as it goes. You're not supposed to have that taken away at 41, raising 2 young daughters.
That's my brother. That was my brother.
But someone like Kobe, he's bigger than an icon, so it's, as much as that he's gone, he's forever.